I was in there. What about Colors? You saying Colors? That was me. My uncle was in there.
See what I'm saying?
Hey, you the guy. Hey. Anyway, so hello. Welcome to Lupe Fiasco time.
You guys know what it is. Gyant, unplugged.com, Gyant on BET, and Gyant on Comcast On Demand, sitting here with, I guess, one of the heroes I would call a hip-hop, Mr. Lupe Fiasco, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, bro.
It's good to see you, man. You in Atlanta.
In ATL.
Came from London. Came from London.
Came here from London.
Jet lag.
Nah, I'm alright.
Yeah.
I ain't getting in there.
You got a new album out, man.
Coming soon.
Crazy.
Well, out? Is it out?
Not yet.
Okay, well, coming soon. Lasers. Yeah, man.
But I hear the pre-sale on iTunes is
buzzing.
is good luck.
Yeah, you get to iTunes. What is it? iPass, iTunes Pass, or Backstage Pass, it's Pass Gas or something like that. But anyway, iTunes Pass, and you actually get a song every Tuesday off the album up until the release date. Then you get the whole album on release date and some bonus tracks and stuff on that.
How are you embracing the whole social media craze that's taken over? Because I think your last album it wasn't as thick and as popular as it is now.
Right.
Everybody doing it.
Right. It's weird, you know. It's a double-edged sword, you know. It feels because you would think that all these people and you have this crazy amount of followers or people on Facebook or whatever that would equate, you know, into record sales, you know. But
it doesn't.
That's not. That ain't the case. It's a good way to, you know, get your message out there, get some downloads on something real quick. But you still got to go and do the physical grind and the meet and greets and the shaking of the hands and the kissing of the babies. But it definitely helps.
It's a marketing tool.
Yeah, so that's all it is, a marketing tool, you know.
So tell me, you know, your new album coming out with Lasers, you know, one of the biggest things that got everybody on the internet right now buzzing is words I never said.
Yeah.
Going in on damn near everybody, it seems. You sound angry. No, I'm just joking. You don't sound angry. You actually were spitting some really true stuff. I mean, I can't even deny that. But I have to say, I was very surprised with you just boldly saying that I didn't vote for Barack Obama.
Yeah, I don't vote.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, I pay taxes. See, and that's people kind of get it twisted. You know, you vote once every 4 years. I pay taxes every damn day. You know, and you know the taxes you actually paying for those bombs. You know, I pay for those bombs. You know, I pay for those jet fighters. Everybody pays. There was a study that was done where they calculated that $2.50 of everybody's, you know, taxes or whatever goes towards Boeing. You know, for their military defense contracts to make the super bombers and the fighter jets and all that stuff. You know, so we have a hand. You know, the American populace just by act of paying our taxes. You know, supporting a lot of these foreign policies and a lot of these things around the world that we look at and like, oh, you know, that's disgusting. You know, oh, how could they do that? You know, oh, you know. But you know, you pay for those bullets. You know, you pay for those tear gas canisters that they shot in the crowd, or that bomb that stuck into the sky of the school building, or what have you. You know, so for me, I feel like I don't. Not only do I have the obligation, you know, but I have the right and the permission just by the fact that I pay taxes. Damn who I voted for. You know, because at the end of the day, I don't agree with none of it. You know, I think that there should be something that's a little bit more universal, you know, in its application. And then, you know, there has to be a certain level of responsibility just on the citizenship to do things on their own. You know, whatever with a president and a governor, and you know, there's a certain level of things that we can't control, and we need, you know, a government to take care of things on a massive level. You know, but you know, the government's not gonna come and cut your grass. You know, they're not gonna come and help you start up a small business. They're not gonna help you clean up your neighborhood. They're not gonna help you walk the old lady across the street. They're not gonna help you go to school. You know what I'm saying? And actually read your books and go through the whole situation there. So there's still a level of responsibility. It's inspirational, you know. But at the end of the day, kid, we gotta get to work.
We do. Now, I'm speeding this on because we only have a few minutes, guys. So let's just go ahead and kind of get through this real quick. Self-proclaimed nerd. You are definitely.
Yeah, these are prescription sunglasses. They look cool, but that's the point.
Well, tell me, you know, when you put that record out, when you made that record, was there any hesitation? Was there any concern, like, wow, how are people going to perceive this? You know, how the bloggers going to spin this? You know, was there any kind of thought process in you making that record and actually putting it out for the people?
Nah, because I caught a lot of controversy from the blogs, and I supported Hillary. I was like, I support Hillary. I want Hillary to be president. You know, and I want a woman to run the U.S. You know, so I, you know, at a certain level, and even through the process of this album, I just learned not to really care. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain level of disattachment about the feedback. You know, because some of the feedback is so biased.
It's so crazy.
People don't like me because, you know, I have my first name is Spanish. You know, I use Lupe. You're not Spanish, and people are like, you should, you know, or you know, they don't like the way that they don't like Kick Push because they skate and they should have made Kick Push, and now we don't like Lupe because he did the song about skating. You know, so it's the from that all the way up to bigger, stupider things and smaller, stupider things why people don't like me. So I don't even get into the whole, you know, critiquing and what people think about me anymore.
Well, one of the things that blew me away is because, you know, I'm an active person on Twitter, you know, and I had put out there that I'm interviewing today for a one-on-one interview, and I had got so many overwhelming questions from, like, you know, typically my responses are so generic answers, and they're just such the craziest questions that you would never ask anybody. But I mean, I got people hit me up from Africa, from London, who were just all like, I mean, they are soaked and up in the essence of Lupe. I just found like, wow. And I definitely want to take a minute to get to their questions real quick, and then I want to talk about your album. I promised them that I would ask them. Kawani from Ontario, Canada said what what you think about the state of hip hop nowadays and the artists in it.
I think it's good, you know, on the technical side, ability side, as far as people being nice and lyricists and true MCs. You know, I think even the most gangster rapper, you know, there's a certain level of the bar has been raised, you know, so there's a certain level of quality, you know, of the music, especially in the tracks and the production and things of that nature. I think on the technical side, it's really, really dope. You know, on the ideology side and what the core of it was, you know, there's a certain lax in the amount of social content in it, the social commentary in it. You know, it's social commentary from one side, you know, from the hustler side, you know, but you don't really get the effects, you know, and how that plays out, or why you're a hustler, or you know, the impact of that. You just get the glamorization of it, so to speak, and that's the majority of it, you know. I think that the artists in it are super talented, whether it be Drake or Rick Ross or Lil Wayne is definitely somebody who's definitely somebody to be respected and put in a higher echelon. And then you got the new guys coming through from the Asher Roths to the B.O.B's to the cool kids, you know, coming through, which are very potent and carrying a torch, you know, that I think creates that balance. You know, where you
is there a balance though? You really think it's a balance?
Yeah, I think
I find it to be largely imbalanced.
Well, I think it depends on what space you're looking at. If you're looking at it purely in a commercial sense, you know, there's definitely a majority because the radio station is only going to play a certain format of a particular artist who appeals to the mass.
And sometimes people like you, which I think you're a dope middle artist, get overlooked, and I don't understand why.
Well, in the I would say in the radio and in the commercial space of hip hop, but hip hop is bigger than that. You know, hip hop is way more worldwide and has way more depth than just the radio and the BETs and the MTVs and the video programs and even the internet. You know, hip hop is something that transcends all of those things and has been around way before those things and will be around way long after those kind of things because it's a cultural force. You know, so if it isn't the actual rap music, it's the graffiti that speaks to you. You know, you go to every city in the world and there's some graffiti on the wall. You know, you go to every city in the world, there's a breakdance crew. You know, you go to every city in the world, there's a DJ. You know, there's all those tenets and pieces and parts of it that are purely hip hop and trace their DNA to hip hop. You know, which are still around. And when you look at it like that, you know, it almost is that is the majority. You know, and when you look at the scope of, you know, and it's really American and kind of Western radio that embraces a lot of that. When you go to places like Australia and you go to different countries around the world, there's another level and another amount of attention given to those conscious hip hop MCs, and those are the dudes that are uplifted and put on a pedestal in their societies and what have you, because of the way they represent the barrios, or the way they represent the slums in Soweto, or the way they represent, you know, the Middle East struggles or what have you. You know, those artists are put on a pedestal and put up there the same way that we put, you know, the glorified, glamorous, you know, gangster rappers over here on those pedestals. So there's definitely I think there's a balance, to be honest, you know.
The next Twitter question is sent from Robot from Germany, and he wanted me to ask.
Hi, Sean.
That's definitely
Sean, the Robot from Germany. Yeah, he
runs my blog.
Are you?
My
Oh, so you're biased. Yeah,
he's super biased.
He's super. And you know what, Sean? No, we're not asking that question. We're not even asking that question.
What up, Sean? My homeboy.
Jay Glass from the United States. He wanted to know what's up with the Gemstone and the DeMarco Castle. I don't understand that question, but I thought that you would.
Yeah, Gemini used to be an artist on First and 15th. He's still family, but he departed from the label, doing his own thing. You know, and you know, much success and appreciation to him. He's out there on the web doing his thing.
Daryl from the USA wanted to know: would you ever write a book, and what would it be? Would it be on your life or music? And what goes on in your mind of Lupe Fiasco? That was two questions that he wanted to know.
Writing a book. It is not about music or my life.
What's it about?
It's about a window washer and his life. It's fictional. The mind of Lupe Fiasco is a universe of creativity. You know what I'm saying? Always thinking of the most, abstract, things and how to put it in the most simplest form that I possibly can and still communicate the complexities of it being abstract and what have you. I'm constantly thinking, constantly trying to, better myself and better my craft and better my art and come up with different ideas. So it's a workshop up here.
Do you ever get to a point like, with everyone loves the creativity of making music, but do you ever get tired of the marketing and promotion part? Does that ever just frustrate or bore you? Because I would imagine that it would just go on city to city, just seeing the same faces, talking to the same people, asking the same questions. Like, how do you do with that?
There's sometimes you got to become a tape recorder, and so you just got to, fall asleep, wake back up, and tape record.
Turn your brain off.
I'm Lupe Fiasco, and this is my new album, It's dropping March 8th. But there's still a certain level of the payoff of it. You always remind yourself of why you're doing it, because there's always that potential person who only watches this show or reads this blog or listens to this radio station. And when you're charting new territory and pushing your message out like that. So that's why it's good to have something that you believe in, Whereas if this was a record that I didn't believe in, even with all the corporate, kind of chicanery and conflict that went in to make this record, I still believe in the message of this record.
And what is the message of the record?
Love always shines every time. Remember to smile.
So that,
what I'm saying? That's what it's about. Positivity and understanding that there's a bigger world out there, and you should go out and see it and achieve it.
I was just thinking that when you were talking about over in the different parts of the world. My parents are military. That's one of the things that people don't realize. Like, it really is when that saying that there's a whole other world out there. It's a big world out there. It really is a big world out there.
Yeah, and you should go see it and check it out. And that's the things that I look at. Those are the life experiences and the things that I hope will motivate people to do the same thing and go and chart those uncharted waters.
How do you keep your personal life private? I don't know anything about your personal life. We don't see you walk a red carpet with, some celebrity reality show jump off. Like we don't really see you out doing any of that. Like how do you keep your personal life to yourself and close to the chest? Now we gotta go. I can see the people coming hovering in.
I'm
talk fast.
I'm private, and I try and keep it that way. What's private is private. What's public is public, and that's a part of it. Understanding that there are boundaries. And there are certain things that I don't let my fans in on. There's certain songs that I don't write. There's certain things that I just leave to me because it's more important, and it's more of a. It's important to me. I'm still a person. I'm still regular.
But this is an argument being made nowadays. There is more privacy. The reality is there is no privacy.
But there is privacy. There's no privacy if you're on the internet, putting your pictures up there and your baby pictures, and I just took a bath, and here go my son, his name is Joaquin, Jason, and what have you.
Say it again.
If you put
Facebook is crazy. Who puts this picture up there?
If you putting it out there like that, then no. But if there's a lot of people who don't use Facebook. A lot of people who don't use Twitter. And I'm one of those people. You see Lupe Fiasco on Twitter. You don't see Wasalu Jacob. But I'll definitely hang out with you as Wasalu Jacob. We can kick it.
Yeah.
But you can't take pictures. And there's no Facebook or tweeting that you met. You gotta keep it normal.
I love it. I know you gotta go, but my last question to you is: you're in Atlanta. This is yours. I've known you being here before, but what are your top 5 ATL spots?
Gladys's. And Gladys.
Have you been there? Have you been there yet?
I'll be there.
Are you going? Don't.
I never left. There's a chair and a cardboard cutout of me just sitting there like.
Listen, man, we would appreciate taking time, man. Talking, man.
Thank you, man.
New album is in store. Wish you nothing but success. I am a huge fan, man.
Thank you.
I'm a huge fan.
That, bro.
Okay, bro. GyantUnplugged.com, and we are out.
Peace.